big welcome as we move into Experience 29 of the series Living Purposefully into Your Very Own Story. And Experience 29 is yet another way in which our very own interweaving stories rub shoulders with mystery as we're invited to grow into inner freeing and harmony. Here is our summary. And Experience 29 is about one of the ways that the dialogue can happen between the invitations from the mystery of life and our decision to embrace those invitations. And so it's a completion of the epic journeying cycles, and it has to do with stages 5 and 6 of that cycle, which is as something is left behind, something new comes to birth. And here are our metaphors with a change this time. Epic journeying cycles draw us into becoming our best selves. And then discomfort comes, we feel fear, we move into a new pattern and cycle further on in the cycle, and then we start to experience freeing and harmony. And I've represented that with the lily opening with gold in the middle. And here's a summary of the epic journeying cycle. As we move through a new epic journeying cycle, a new sensory memory pathway strengthens and becomes a replacement source of energy for responding to a call onwards. Inner struggles of this new pattern are more or less left behind, and we are empowered to embrace the rewards of experiencing more inner freeing and harmony. So, Experience 29 is about harvesting the promise of when we embraced a call onwards, triggered by a sense of inner discomfort. I'm leaving you for a while to let this image of a lily opening speak to you about how your life is for you. Noel Davis is such a fount of wisdom, and he has this poem, Heading Home Together, which really rounds off what it's like inside us as we've in this final stage of an epic journeying cycle. Noel says, "Surely our most insecure, breathtaking, captivating, invigorating, feared edge is really truly life-giving, soul-enhancing, creative balancing of our feminine and masculine within ourselves and throughout society. Everywhere, at home, in the marketplace, the political arena, in church, temple, mosque and mountaintop." That is such a beautiful summary of all of the experiences that we go through as we move from that first invitation, moving through the discomfort into the new experience, fear there first as we move into our new pattern, then the fear and discomfort decreasing and the promise emerging and a sense of freeing and harmony. And so I'll read the poem again. Heading home together. Surely our most insecure, breathtaking, captivating, invigorating, feared edge is the truly life-giving, soul-enhancing, creative balancing of our feminine and masculine within ourselves and throughout society. At home, in the marketplace, the political arena, in church, temple, mosque, mountaintop. So, what can we expect in this final stage of an epic journeying cycle? If we stop off to think about it, we will have a new sense of freeing. The older senses, such as feeling confined, imprisoned, there is more to life than this, I've had enough, I'm not worthwhile, I'm not good enough, etc., 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 they diminish significantly and are replaced by a new sense of freeing. And a second point about what you can expect. This different energy within us flows outwards, and you yourself notice and others notice and reflect back the change. For example, things like, you seem freer, more confident, competent, relaxed, etc. And within ourselves, we experience being more in tune with more than energy, mystery of life invitations. And what it sometimes feels like is that life experiences are coming to us on a plate. And so now, we have this new sense, so how can we nourish it? And I'm naming some nourishing possibilities. And one really effective way to nourish this new energy is to take a little time, 2 to 3 minutes in the morning, to be in touch with how you are in your inner energy. If your inner energy is positive for you, soak in it so that it sets your inner environment for the day. In the evening, give a short time, 7 to 10 minutes, to reviewing where that energy was in the day. If the energy is a pull-down one, name the energy, own it, then move into one of the phrases and poses you had in this series or elsewhere that would be an antidote for this pull-down energy you are experiencing. I'm continuing with nurturing possibilities. When a pull-down energy or an old pattern surfaces during the day, revisit the energy of the experience. Then pick the point of the pull-down energy arising. And 3, then in your imagination, move your attention to a positive energy experience as the way forward. And I know from my own experience and that of others that you will notice a big difference in your inner feeling outcome. And so now I'm inviting you to spend a little time remembering a time when you've realised a new pattern is much richer experientially than an old pattern. Perhaps name what is reward in the new pattern and what is left behind in the old pattern. And so we're going to have another list of feelings that would enhance a deepening of your inner sense of freeing and harmony. And in this strategy, there is an invitation to you to allow your emotional intelligence to have more say than usual. So I'm inviting you to breathe in deeply. Sense the energy circulating through your body. Breathe out slowly. And do this a few times until you have an inner space of quiet. And in that inner space of quiet, release the question, what would I like more of? And allow one of these phrases to gather more energy than the others. Profoundly content. I am awake and present. Serene and soothing. Unifying all points of view. At one with nature and life. Connected to myself. Sense of alive and free. Deep inner peace. Effortless grace. Enduring light. Sturdy core, alive and alert, liking who I am, gently purposeful. And if one of these has not gathered more energy than the others, perhaps choose one of these two. Profoundly content, gently purposeful. And in your aesthetic body, repeat the phrase, whichever one has most energy for you. And as you're repeating it and letting it resonate in your being, allow your body to put it into movement. And when you've got the word and the phrase in harmonious movement, then just let that happen for a time. And as they've become one, exaggerate the movement, exaggerate it. Use all the space and energy up and down and in and out that you can to express this movement. And when you're ready, come to a pose that gathers together the total of this experience of allowing this phrase to be expressed through your emotional intelligence. And this phrase and pose that you've just set in your sensory memory, when you feel that you want to be deeply in touch with your inner freedom, you could use it. And so I'm inviting you to begin your days with this phrase and pose until it loses energy for you. And or you can repeat it when you feel that you need to be in touch with this new birth, with this new sense of inner freeing. Or in the future, when you feel that you need enhancing of your sense of freedom, you could come back to this list and repeat the strategy. And so, Experience 21 was of opening to becoming more aware of who I am in my skin. Experience 22 was of recognising inner invitations to embrace a call onwards. Experience 23 was of knowing when to move into action. Experience 24 was about struggles along the way when you set out on a new pattern. Experience 25 was of expanding feelings as you come to welcome the new pattern. Experience 26 was allowing a beginning sense of freeing and harmony to flood your being. Experience 27 was of noticing push-pull energy and what to do with it. And Experience 28 was about embracing the rewards of a new pattern. And Experience 29 was about naming what was left behind and what rewards you've received in your new pattern. In Experience 30, we will be staying with a growing in inner harmony when we consciously engage with the epic journeying cycles of our life and living. And so I thank you for having been a part of Experience 29 and having listened or allowed your emotional intelligence to have more space than usual.